Hello, Matt here from the Fitter Confident Universe. Hope all is well. Another lovely client, a Fitter Confident Unicorn, has very kindly agreed to have a lovely chat. And that's all it is. A lovely chat about their experiences working with me in the Fitter Confident Universe, all of that good stuff. So a big hello to David Mahoney. Hello, David. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm really good. How are you doing?
I'm very well as well. Thank you for asking. And we were just saying, obviously we've worked together for a while. This was still a bit like meeting each other. So lovely to meet you, David.
Yeah, it's like I now know the I now it's like I've got a face to the voice.
Because yes, because
Just
my face isn't on the
exactly,
internet at all.
exactly.
I'm joking. Look, you're a busy man. Let's jump into this with all the just like the point of these interviews is to show people what's possible. That
Mm.
people that I'm lucky enough to work with come from all different walks of life around the world, places, age, backgrounds, goals, all of that. So to rewind, before we started working together,
Mm.
what were you doing? What was life like? Paint a picture with words.
I could paint it with food because there was a lot of that involved. No, to be honest, before we or which time are we gonna
You can
go
go
with?
right back to the start.
The
And I know,
time.
like, and this is getting on to, we'll come on to that in a second because that's a useful explainer about your journey. But
Yeah.
beforehand,
So beforehand, so to go back, so fitness was actually a really big part of my sobriety journey. And I think I kind of replaced alcohol with fitness, and that kind of became my new fix because I loved doing that and I did it every morning, and it was almost religion to me. And so then with that though, I then had to start dealing with things like in the real world and deal with my mental health and deal with things without kind of any other crux. So then I was going to say alcohol fell to the wayside. Of course it did. I was sober. Fitness fell to the way. So I basically just stopped working out for quite a while because I was just trying to manage other things and career and so much other stuff.
mm,
And then the pandemic came along. So then I was like, I'm just at home. And I really wanted to use this time to be really productive and to get back into healthy eating habits and to get back into working out. And it didn't quite work out for me. I just didn't find that that was the right time for me. I was probably processing lots of stuff. I was still
mm.
working. So I had other things going on. And in that, I'm quite an emotional comfort eater. So I get a lot of pleasure from kind of treat foods and takeaways and things like that. I love that. I still do, and that won't ever change, but it was kind of becoming more and more regular. So my journey before kind of working together was, I've always found exercise to be really beneficial when I do it. I love doing it when I do it. It's always the thing though that I put to one side to then focus on everything else when I now know it kind of needs to be a bit more at the forefront, so it would probably help with everything else.
I'm going to say a really naff cliche, but when there's a hole in your roof, don't wait to fix it. Don't wait till it's raining to fix it. If you fix it now, then when it rains, doesn't matter. So exercise does work as prevention as well as cure. But you like to that is where I know where you are now. But like the lockdowns and pandemic as well. I know you like as you said we were dealing with things, but yes, you were dealing with lockdown as well. Like it was a tough time managing, and like every day was new, and so and yes, some people did like fitness was their sort of what they did, but equally lots of people, and I went through big phases where I didn't exercise much. So all good, by the way, just to reassure you.
But you were doing amazing things for everyone with all the
Oh,
workouts you were doing. So that was incredible. And I kept looking at them, and every day I was like, I really want to join them, but I wasn't in the flow.
and that
But
happens, and that's
really,
a-okay.
yeah.
And then so moving forward, so we picked it up, and tell me like how the journey progressed when you were getting
Yeah.
back into it again.
So I realized that as I started training to be a counselor, I knew that self-care isn't just bubble baths on Sunday and a good face mask and Legally Blonde and a nice dinner. That isn't that whilst that is self-care, of course, and we love all that. It wasn't the self-care that I needed. And I realized that the benefit that I got from exercise and why it helped me so much when I was getting sober was because it really helped my mental health and give me clarity and all the good stuff that exercise brings. And on the physical side, I wasn't happy with how I looked. I didn't feel comfortable in my skin. And I feel that's a contradiction that I live with when trained to be a counselor. But I know in myself as a human, I wasn't happy with how I felt in my body. So I wanted to also work on that, and the two would work in tandem. So I wanted to work with you again. And obviously that went well for about a month. And then I fractured my foot, and then I got COVID. And then I was just like in this spin of, this isn't for me right now. I can't do this. But then earlier on this year, so in April, May time, I actually had a burnout. And it was so weird because I just thought I had a flu or COVID again or something. And it was actually only when I sat down, I just thought, are there physical symptoms to a burnout? Is there a real physical element that isn't just exhaustion?
Yeah.
And they matched up. And then I started chatting to people, and I was like, yeah, I think I've had a fully fledged burnout. Like, this isn't me. This isn't right. I need to just actually get better. And through that, I was like, I really need to work out. I need to go back to the gym. You're needing this for your self-care, for your mind. And then again, I was just bored of listening to myself go on about my body and talking shit to myself every day. So I was like, no, you know who to call for this.
Ghost. Oh no, Matt.
Yes,
not Ghostbusters. Wonderful. Thank you that you trust me with that as well. And we got you moving again. Why do you think it worked? Why do you think third time's a charm? Like, what did things just line up? And obviously, actually, do you know what? We can see COVID and breaking your foot and a burnout. Of course, like things like that. We can't always give our wellness or our fitness the priority we want to, but and that was a really string of bad luck for you. But so how did it go this year, and how are you feeling? Tell everyone now.
Do you know what it was? I'm a really big believer in things feeling right and the right moment, and I don't think you can force things. I think if you force things, and I know there's plenty, I read a lot of self-help books, and it is always that, just do it, just go for it. And I'm like, yeah, no, like it just, I kind of feel that it has to be the right moment, and you have to feel, it's almost like that kind of calm on the sea. There's that just inner calm when you just know before the waves start rolling again, there's just that calm. And that's when you know that's the right moment to kind of strike and go for it.
Oh, I love that.
I almost call it like a fashion show. There's just that moment, the light, like everyone just sits, there's a quiet, and you just know that's when the light's going to go on and it's going to go. And I just felt that was the right moment. And I genuinely did just get to a point where I'm like, I was fed up of I was just fed up of thinking about it. And it just felt like the right moment. And I think what worked for me so well this time, and working with you in particular, was previously, I'm not going to badmouth anyone, but previously it's been very much like, don't do this, don't do that. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you go? And I always felt like I was on a bit of a kind of an edge, or that I was preparing for an attack. And working with you, it was kind of like, yeah, go, but like if you don't, it's also okay. And it was such a bizarre concept to get my head around, where it's like, I think I remember our first week, I was like, I know I meant to do it 4 times, but I did go 3 times. And it's like, but you were going 0 times. You were going no times. Like, even if you walked and got, like, I walked to the gym one day and the water mains had bust or something. And I was so pissed I couldn't do a workout. And I was like, oh, it's 1 workout down. But I was like, you still got a 40-minute walk in. Like, you actually technically did a workout. So it's just like that really weird mindset that I get myself into, and I'm sure others do, but it was just kind of the reframing of the fact that, like, yeah, you can go, and if you don't, it's also okay, and
it's okay,
it's fine.
I love that. Yeah, I really love that. So in terms of, say, I was sharing your Insta stories of you in the gym all this year, and please keep tagging me. I will always be happy to. I just love that. In terms of progress and how you developed this year and how you grew, tell us everything. Like, where are you now?
So I lost 16 pounds whilst working with you. I feel like it's one of those American infomercials. Do you know what I mean? Join Matt's program and you can lose, and it's like me with my jeans. Which actually fit me a lot better now. They're the same jeans. I just don't have quite so much overhang on them, which is great. But yeah, I lost 16 pounds, and it was honestly, it was so amazing, because as I was doing it, and like the cardinal thing that I do is like I weigh myself. I've done a workout and I've stopped my calories for the day. So I weigh myself and I expect to see this massive drastic result. And that doesn't happen straight away. But I was enjoying it. I was really enjoying it. Like when I did the first week, I was like, oh, you lost a few pounds. And I think I lost a lot of weight in the second week. And it was just, I just felt that as I was getting those small wins along the way, along with this kind of newfound kind of positive mental talk of like, okay, we've done 3 out of 4, that's fine, aim for 4 next week, and just adjusting my mindset a little bit, it just really, really helped. So yes, I've kept it all off. I've not been working out as much, I will be honest.
That's
but
okay. Good. Be
as
honest.
we've spoken about before we hit record, there's certain things going on that are quite full on. So I'm having to kind of prioritize my rest and understand that this is just a blip, but I kept all the weight off, and I felt the thing that got me was it wasn't so much the scales, it was actually the way my clothes fit, and that I could put a shirt back on and it just like hanged a little differently, and my jeans fit, and I could get stuff out that I haven't worn in ages, and I just looked a bit better in photos. And it was just little things that were kind of making me a more fitter, confident me, I guess.
He was not paid to say that, ladies and gentlemen. That honestly is so lovely. And like I always say, it's not about always about the numbers and like the hard numbers of the weight loss, but that is an element in health, fitness, posture, how you feel about yourself, how you present yourself to the world. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to do that. And equally, there's nothing wrong if you don't want to do that. Like, I'm here to help people, whatever your goals. And I'm just so proud of you. But like, it is what you said at the end about enjoying it, and like getting to that state where you're not hard on yourself, you enjoy it, you make time for it yourself. And when life is busy, as it is really busy for you now, yes, you can't give it the focus you want, but you know how it works, you know how to get back to it. And there is no doubt in my mind you will give it a bit more attention when you can. But for now, it doesn't need to be top priority. And I just freaking love that, David. So proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I think all the coaching that you give and all the kind of, I just never felt like when I spoke to you, I didn't feel like I was gonna get my wrist slapped by someone, it was just like, it's okay, it's all right. But I think, yeah, just all that combined, and like I think again, like you mentioned about numbers, like I don't like the fact that I rely on numbers. I actually don't like that. But that's stuff that I need to work through in my own time, and maybe with my therapist or what have you, because fundamentally I felt really good. I could just tell how I was presenting.
Yep.
And I felt so good, and I was getting that kind of really positive mindset back that I had when I first got sober all those years ago.
Yes.
And that to me is my new measure. It's feeling good, and if my clothes fit me a bit better, that's
a bonus.
That's an absolute bonus. It's money as well.
Well, yes. I don't think you we're getting into coaching here, but I don't think you do see it just as the numbers, because you listed all those other amazing reasons that excite you and motivate you. So, like, you're doing great. Like, you're doing great.
Trying.
David, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for that, for a lovely chat. Really appreciate it, and so proud of you, as I said. And thanks for watching. And obviously, if anyone else wants to chat about starting something along the lines of what David did, or something completely different in the realms of fitness, I'm pretty confident I can help. Thank you, David, again. Have a fitter, confident day, and I'll see you real soon.